Hey guys, this ain't that a mother. I've got a mouthful of watermelon. I am so hungry right now. Okay, so this week I'm coming to you guys with my week 30 update. And BLT is the size of 4 oranges, which is kind of weird, but that's what my app said. So today I am 31 weeks and 3 days, and it's just so crazy that time is flying by like this. And then I'm going to be a mommy soon. I can't believe I'm about to be 8 months pregnant. This is just insane. Time has gone by so fast. So, like I said, I'm hungry. It was just so funny. Like, earlier Papa and I were talking, and I was telling her what I was craving. I was like, man, I really wish your mom would cook some barbecue chicken and some potato salad. And she always makes dirty rice, which I don't particularly care for the dirty rice because I don't like liver. But if she makes the like macaroni and cheese or potato salad, I can kind of mix it together and I'm able to eat the dirty rice. All of a sudden we hear this honk outside the door. I look out and it's her dad with a plate of exactly what I was craving. And it always happens, like early in my pregnancy I would crave spaghetti and her mom would cook spaghetti. So super shout out to Pop's mom for the awesome plate that I'm about to tear down after I finish recording this video. I am so hungry. I've got a bowl of watermelon over here to snack on in the meantime because I am super hungry. But as far as my symptoms this week, honestly, they sound more like complaints. I am definitely starting to turn into that irritable pregnant woman that everything bothers. So the first thing that I have written down is that I have been very irritable. And I'm able to catch myself. It's like when I feel myself irritable, I try to like let Pop know like I'm feeling it. I'm not happy right now. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's wrong, but I'm not feeling it. Noises have been annoying me for a long time, but I never really considered it a symptom until lately. But like there's just some noises that used to not bother me that I just cannot stand anymore. Like someone like trying to clean their teeth, creaking chairs, creaking like stairs and stuff. Like there's certain noises that I just cannot take anymore. People eating noodles, like slurping noodles. Oh my god. Like, and I try not to be mean, you know what I mean, because I know I probably make some noises when I'm eating or whatever the case may be, but I just can't take it. Or like if someone really needs to blow their nose and instead of just blowing it they just keep sniffing every 3 seconds, that'll drive me absolutely insane. So I try to control it because, like I said, I am at least aware of it when it happens. It's not like I freak out and then feel bad later. I know that I'm being a little on the bitchy side, but those things just, I cannot stand it anymore. Also this week, excuse me, I've been very gassy from both ends. More burps than anything though, like especially like in the middle of the night. Excuse me. Bless me. Especially like in the middle of the night, if I get up to go to use the restroom or something, like as soon as I sit up I'll have a huge burp. And last night when I sat up I had 3 huge burps back to back. Like it was a lot. But it definitely makes me feel a lot better. So Pop has been kind of complaining about it, but more or less teasing me more than anything. I've still been nesting like crazy. I have been able to get my cat situated, at least on a temporary basis. And I decided against putting them in the backyard simply because it is flea season, and it does flood a lot down here and stuff like that. So I decided against, excuse me, I'm going to get a piece of watermelon. I decided against putting them outside, but it was hard for me to clean the house and like not be able to clean certain areas because I knew, I'm sorry, I had to take the bite. But it was hard for me because there's certain areas of the house that it just doesn't make any sense to clean if the cats are still out running around and stuff. So I was able to get them squared away today, and that just started a domino effect, where I ended up cleaning the baby's nursery, like making it completely ready for her nursery stuff. Like I said, at my baby shower in Ohio, I didn't get a lot of big items because I wasn't going to be able to get them home. So with my baby shower coming up at the end of May, it's going to be Memorial Day weekend. I just want to make sure that everything is clean and ready for us to set up whatever needs to be set up in her room. Because right now it's like pretty much completely empty. Like I've got like huge bags of all of her clothes that are separated by size and stuff like that, and like boxes that have like her co-sleeper and stuff like that in it, but like actually setting up like her pack and play and her crib and the glider and all that kind of stuff. So today I went through and I cleaned the living room really well, and I cleaned her room really well, and then tomorrow my bedroom and the kitchen and the bathroom and stuff will probably be the main focus tomorrow. So yeah, I've been cleaning like crazy. The cats are finally squared away, organizing stuff over and over again, just nesting in general. I also decided to go ahead and pack at least a basic bag for the hospital for both of us. And I think a lot of that is just anxiety. I just want to make sure that I'm prepared now that I'm getting close to being in my 8th month of pregnancy. I've seen a couple of girls who are not as far along as me, whose water have broken and they're on bed rest and they're in the hospital and stuff like that. So I just want to be prepared in the case that something like that does happen. So as far as her bag, there's not really much that needs to be added to it. Maybe like some more mittens, or like some burp cloths or something like that. But for the most part, her bag is completely packed. And then of course, you know, after my shower, I'll have more stuff to choose from. So I may want to swap some stuff out or whatever, but her bag is basically packed. And then my bag, I need like some postpartum stuff to put in there. Like I still need to get like some nursing tops. I don't really prefer to wear the hospital gowns, especially if I'm gonna be having visitors and stuff like that. And then I want to get some fenugreek, which does help with your milk supply. So I want to throw that in there in case I'm going to need that while I'm at the hospital, and like a manual breast pump, nipple cream, stuff like that. So for the most part, if something were to happen, my bag is packed, but there are still some things that I want to add to it. So once I get that done, if you guys want me to do a hospital bag and a diaper bag tutorial, I will. But for the most part, it's going to be just like everybody else's, because I watched a lot of people who recorded them to get a good idea of what to put in them. So it's basically just seeing like my version of what everybody else put in there. So yeah, this week I have noticed more milk. And I think that's just because, like I said, I've been researching the fenugreek and stuff like that, but I've noticed more crusties. And then last night before I got in the shower, I squeezed my nipple and like this huge drop of milk came out. And Pop was on the phone with, I think, one of her cousins or one of her friends or something. And I called her in and showed her, and she was so disgusted by it. And she was trying not to let them know what was going on at the same time because it was a guy. And it was really funny. But there's definitely some stuff going on there. Miss BOT has been moving like crazy. She doesn't like for me to sleep anymore. As soon as she feels my eyes getting heavy, it's like as soon as she knows that I'm about to doze off, she starts throwing her weight around. She gets the hiccups. She's up moving around. She's got her foot up between my ribs and pushing. And like I said, when I talked to my midwife, I asked if that was actually a foot, and she said as far as she could tell, she was head down, so it may be a foot. But that gets very, very uncomfortable. But she moves like crazy lately. I've also been dealing with carpal tunnel still, and that has its good days and its bad days. The past 2 days have been good, but the day before I woke up like crying, and it scares Pop, but it's like now she knows what it is that's upsetting me. And it's far worse than your hand just falling asleep. It feels like, the best way I could describe it is like it's like having fire inside of your knuckles, or like someone just took a huge sledgehammer and just completely smashed your hand while you were asleep, and it hurts so bad. And I know one of my Facebook friends, I've got like this crazy little cramp like in the back of my shoulder. That's why I keep like making this weird face. But one of my friends on Facebook, she gave me like a at-home remedy for it, where you run it under cold water, and then run it under hot water as hard as you can take it, for like 7 seconds on and off. I haven't actually tried that yet because, like I said, the last 2 nights have been kind of quiet as far as the carpal tunnel is concerned, but that is not nice at all. And then I know I talked to Yandy on Facebook, and she said that she's 6 weeks but 6 weeks postpartum, and she's still dealing with it. And I couldn't imagine, just talking to my mom and my sister-in-law about it, I was telling them like how I couldn't imagine having to lift a newborn baby and like snap these little tiny snaps and button these little tiny buttons with carpal tunnel. And I started crying because it already hurt so bad. I couldn't imagine having to care for her and still dealing with this. Like, that's gonna suck so bad. So pray that I don't have this as an ongoing problem after the baby comes. Also this week I've had like a really weird taste in my mouth. It kind of tastes like soap. And I don't really know what could cause it. I have been eating lots of fruits and vegetables and stuff, which I'll talk about here in a second when I get to my cravings. And I always, you know, wash them, but not with soap or anything. But I've had like this really weird taste in my mouth. Like, it tastes like soap. And that's kind of annoying. But that's really not that big of a deal. Also, next week I'm going to be starting my birthing classes, and I'll have my first breastfeeding class as well. So I'm really excited about that. We'll do a hospital tour, and I'll get to see what the rooms actually look like and what the nursery looks like and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really, really, really excited about that. I guess things are going to start to become real once I get to that point. So really looking forward to that. I think that's everything as far as my complaints this week. So as far as my cravings, I've been craving like cold and fresh. So I've been eating a lot of grapes, little cherry tomatoes. I'm still addicted to those. Like, I could seriously sit down and eat a whole carton of those if you let me. I try to you know, not delegate, but I tried not to sit down and eat them all in one sitting because I know I'm going to want some later. But it's really hard to stop. Like, those are really, really good to me right now, and I've never eaten those before in my life. Watermelon, of course, I've got those. Baby carrots, I could sit in a whole setting and just eat a whole bag of those. Earlier, I was cleaning the house, and I had the bag. Like, I had on a pair of Pop's basketball shorts, and I had the bag in my pants, and I was just chomping away while I was cleaning. Those are like one of my favorite things to eat right now. Ice cream, I've been eating not a lot of ice cream, but I have been craving it. Cereal and milk, I got up in the middle of the night last night and had a bowl of Cocoa Puffs. And then ice, I've still been eating lots and lots of ice. I try to take it easy on my teeth. Like, I try to let it melt a little bit so that it's easier to crunch up when I bite into it. But I've been eating lots and lots of ice still. Especially since I found out that my iron is okay. Oh, baby's kicking. I haven't been as shy about eating it, but I still love ice. And then I'm still doing my rock salt and garlic powder, which is working out really well for me. And actually, the sea salt has a lot more flavor than regular salt does anyway. So it took a little bit of adjusting at first, you know, as far as cooking for the rest of the family and everything. Give me a second, my nose is running. But yeah, it's excuse me, I don't remember what I was talking about. Must not have been that important. But yeah, so this week there's been lots of babies born. Like I talked about in my last video, Real and Diamond's little boy was born. And Lady and Anna had their little girl. And then this week, my Facebook friends Loving Her, they had their little girl. Lex and Nani had their little boy. And it's just like all these babies are being born. And it's just such a beautiful thing to watch all these babies. And I've cried at each one of their pictures. Like, they're just so adorable. And I can't wait for it to be my turn. And then my girls, Steph and Tracy, they got their BFP last week. And I totally forgot to give them a shout out when I was giving shout outs. And I thought about it as soon as I stopped the video. And then I talked to her earlier this week. And she was like, you forgot about me. And that's part of the reason why I hate doing shout outs. Because I know I always end up forgetting someone. And it's never anything personal. But it seems like no matter how much you prepare for these videos, you're always going to forget something. Like, there's always going to be that one thing that you're like, damn it, I forgot. So shout out to Steph and Tracy on their BFP. I'm really, really happy for you guys. And I know they're going to get to go have their first ultrasound here really, really soon. So shout out to you guys. And then I've gotten a lot of new subbies lately. I've gotten a lot of new followers on Twitter and Instagram, and I've gotten a lot of new friends on Facebook, which the Facebook thing, I'm kind of being kind of leery about lately, because there's been a lot of drama going on Facebook, and luckily I have yet to really be involved in any drama as of yet, but I'm not trying to be. So I'm starting to be a little bit more picky about who I do accept on Facebook, so I hope no one takes it personal. But soon it's going to be to the point where people have to message me and like let me know who they are before I'll even consider accepting their friend request. Because it's like, you accept somebody's friend request and 2 seconds later there's a status like, oh, don't accept this person's friend request because they're making really inappropriate comments on my page and stuff like that. And it's just like, are you serious? Like, I just accepted this fool and now they're like causing drama already. So if you've tried to request me and I haven't acknowledged you, I do apologize. It's nothing personal. Shoot me a private message. Let me know who you are, or if we have some type of mutual friends or something. But other than that, I'm kind of starting to get picky about the whole Facebook friend thing. But those of you that I have friended, what's up? So that's really about it. I think she's hungry. She's like in there having a fit, throwing her weight around as usual, being demanding. So that's really about it. But let me do a belly shot and then we can get out of here. I'm gonna get some watermelon while I'm standing up, because it always takes me forever to get up anyway. So here's Miss BLT with her big old self. And she's been playing nice with Papa lately. Her and Papa have been playing like the tap game. So Pop's starting to be able to enjoy her now. And then this is without. And as you can see, these are the stretch marks that I showed you guys last week. And these are the new ones. So I'm starting to get some stretch marks. These are old. These have been here since high school, so don't pay those any attention. But that's my big old belly. But I guess that's it. I'll see you guys next week. Take it easy, lemon squeezies.